Entry timing is important in every stroke, but if there's one stroke that it matters most, it's going to be butterfly. Entry timing is the difference between fast and efficient fly and really hard, really slow fly. So if swimmers want to go fast, they want to make it look easy, they want to be able to sustain their skills, they need to execute great entry timing in butterfly to make that happen. Hi everyone, Andrew here, helping you help your swimmers get faster. Butterfly can be so difficult because it's hard to get the hips up and it's hard to keep the hips up. And at some point in the stroke, the hips are going to drop down, and if swimmers can't be effective at getting them back up, the hips are going to stay down, and that means swimmers are going to be plowing through the water, create a ton of resistance, and when they create a ton of resistance, it kills their speed, and it makes swimming that much more difficult. And if we're going to take an already difficult stroke and turn up the difficulty volume, swimmers are going to be in trouble, and they're going to be in trouble fast. Fortunately, if they get their entry timing right, they can be a lot more effective at getting the hips up. They can get the hips up better, they can get the hips up faster, and they can get the hips up easier. And when that happens, they reduce the amount of resistance they create. And when they create less resistance, they're going to go faster, and it's going to be a whole lot easier. Let's check it out. So when swimmers pull and when they breathe, the hips are necessarily going to go down. You can see she's going to be at an angle with her body, and that's going to mean more resistance. And then when she recovers the arms, it's going to get even worse. So when she's in this position, she's creating a lot of resistance. Now, this isn't a criticism of this swimmer because she's actually creating a lot less resistance than most other swimmers do, and that's why she's an elite athlete. However, that's a natural consequence of the stroke. So no matter how good a swimmer is, they're going to find themselves in this type of position, and that's going to mean more resistance. So they have to get out of that position, and they have to get out of that position effectively. So that's what she does a really great job of. So if we watch here, when she enters, the chest is going to press, the arms are going to come forward, and then if we watch the legs, they're going to kick the feet down. And so when all that happens, watch what happens to her body position. Boom, those hips come right up. So upon entry, she needs to sync up the press of the chest, the kick of the legs, and then reach forward with the arms. And when she can do all those things, she can go really fast, really easy, and really effectively from this position, boom, to that position in very little time. So the more effective she's going to be there, the better she's going to get her hips up, and that means she's going to be able to get into the next stroke cycle without creating a ton of resistance, and she's going to be able to do it faster. So just imagine if she goes from here, she enters, and those hips don't come up, and she's still kind of stuck in this position here, but her arms are in the water. That's what you see in some swimmers, that's what you see in a lot of swimmers, and that's why they really struggle with butterflies, because they can never get back into that position, and even if they can get back into that position, it takes so much more time, so much more energy. When you can kind of get everything working together upon entry, right there, boom, you get the chest press, you get the leg kick, and you get the reach. It's all working together to accomplish the same goal, which is getting those hips up fast, easy, and effectively. And when that happens, the rest of the stroke is going to flow a lot easier, and everything is going to be a lot faster. So again, she's going to get herself in this position because that's what happens in butterfly, but she, boom, gets out of that position really fast by making those three things happen all at the same time. So reality of butterfly here, and then the skill of getting out of that fast. So again, by snapping everything down and forward, by kicking the legs down, she can turn a resistive position into an effective position really, really, really fast. And that's what great skill in butterfly is all about. So boom, right there upon entry, making it all work together. This is a different swimmer, specializes more in the sprints as opposed to the 200, which was the previous swimmer. Again, you can see same position. Not a great one to be in, not a great one you want to stay in. And again, this is an Olympic champion world record holder. She's not doing anything wrong here. This is just the result of the stroke, but she's got to get out of that. And the better she can get out of that, the faster she can get out of that, the easier she can get out of that, the faster she's going to be able to swim. So we watch here, boom, that kick gets the hips up right there. Reaching forward and pressing the chest, boom, gets the hips up right there. And with this swimmer swimming the sprint, she's not going to press quite as deep, but you still see the same basic pattern, the same basic timing. And again, those hips come right up to the surface. So not a great position. Reality of the stroke, boom, kick, reach, press. All happening at the same time upon entry, and that's going to get her into a really great position that allows her to get the hips up, gets the hips up fast, and doesn't take a whole lot of energy to make that happen. So the better she can do that, the easier it's going to be to go fast because it all happens at the same time, and she gets out of those positions, which create a ton of resistance, which slow her down. One final swimmer here. Now we're swimming a 50. So again, same dynamics here. So entry, press, kick. There the hips are, right up at the surface. So if we watch the legs there, boom, that gets the hips up. If we watch the arms here and the chest, pressing, that's starting to get the hips up. It's all happening at the same time, all happening at the right time with as little effort as possible to create the best position as possible. So again, not a great position here because of the reality of the stroke. And then real fast, boom, the kick, the reach, the press gets everything into alignment. So if swimmers can get this one skill right in butterfly, their life is going to be so much easier. They're going to be able to swim so much faster because they're going to create so much less resistance as they move through the water. To learn how to actually improve this skill, check out the video above.